Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this narration of the web series The Survivor Becomes a Dungeon. If you're new to the series, there is a playlist listed in the description, and as always, I hope that you enjoy. Chapter 28. Unknown Point of View. It's a peaceful day. Well, relatively peaceful nowadays. Within this massive community are almost all the people I've guided across America, all the way from Seattle since day zero, and everyone we've picked up along the way since we got here. This is the bouquet, my home, and the safe haven my family established before the crap went down. It's been a couple of years since the start of it all, and this humble place has become a bustling trade town. Of course, there's always more work, but today is my day off. I found myself on a semi-private rooftop in the middle of a bustling town, sitting in the shade of an AC unit as I catch up on some light reading. I'm enjoying solitude before being interrupted by a familiar voice. "How'd I know I'd find you here?" she says with a smile evident in her voice as she climbs the final few rungs of the rooftop and pulls herself over with a grunt. I let out an exaggerated sigh of exasperation before glancing over at the intruder. It was, by now, a familiar young woman by the name of Skylar, her red eyes glinting from under the shade of a hoodie as she strolled over and sat down beside me. Though she flashed a mischievous smile, her gloved hand set down a satchel of books and snacks at our feet. "You know, for the mysterious and aloof son of the leader of the bouquet group, you're rather boring on your off time," she teased mischievously as she offered me a strip of dried meat from a cloth pouch that she'd pulled from her bag. "I mean, look at that. What are you even reading? Machining for Dummies?" she asked, her lips pursed in an attempt to hold back a laugh as she poked my cheek with another strip of meat. I couldn't help but chuckle softly and shrugged as I looked at the book cover and glanced back at her. You never know when the skills and information may be useful. Besides, a day you don't learn is a day wasted. I quoted my mother to her, who was probably quoting someone else. She couldn't help but smile as she leaned back against the AC unit, fiddling with her sleeves before slowly leaning into me as she pulled some more manga from her bag. "So, how many of those skill books are in your collection?" she asked knowingly. But I guess she wanted to hear the answer from me. Rolling my eyes, I'd take a mental inventory before shrugging. "Well, I found a few more on my last trip, so this one probably makes number 45. She snickered softly as she flipped to a seemingly random page in her book, just shaking her head at the idea of that number. "All that useless information is just banging around in your head. I'd eat my left shoe if you actually got the chance to put it to good use." "Ha! At least it's more useful than those comics of yours," I retorted, gently elbowing her arm as I settled in with her weight against me. Though that seemingly struck a nerve as she jutted her finger out at me, poking the tip of my nose. "Hey, it's called manga, and there's a difference. Uncultured normies like you wouldn't get it," she exclaimed, with a faux haughtiness and a huffed in mocked exaggeration. "Oh, really? What is it? A time zone?" I joked in response, provoking a smile from her as she shared a quiet laugh and settled in to enjoy the peaceful moment. She snorted softly. I just flipped on to the next page. "I'm not even going to acknowledge that, you absolute pleb," she mused, shooting a glance over to me, at which I returned and offered a smile before returning to our books. Fitmori Point of View, later in the evening. "Are you sure about this?" I asked Zassiter as he gives me a simple nod. "Yes, oh mighty Fitmori. I've spoken with the people of Haven, and we've decided that you've done more than enough for us. Your generosity certainly touched the men and women in our community. But now that you've given us a roof over our heads, we'd like to do more for ourselves so that we don't burden you," he explained while sitting on both knees before my pedestal as he spoke. I wasn't sure about this, but at the same time it made perfect sense. That threat in the cave below my mountain should be my primary focus. I suppose this whole log house project has been a considerable sinkhole in my mana gain now that I think about it. The more I think about it, the more I can't help but give a metaphorical sigh in response. "I see. Well, don't hesitate to ask for help." I don't mind at all too much, and will be happy to help if I can. After all, you asked me to protect you, so it's the least I can do." Zassiter smiled sagely as he lowered his head before getting to his clawed feet again. "Of course, Vitmori, and when we need your help, we shall ask." All right, I won't press the situation any further. I relent. It makes sense in the end. As much as I could do to take care of these people, they are people in the end, and they'll want to be able to rely on themselves to be satisfied with themselves at the end of the day. Zassiter chuckled softly. "Now then, I wish you a good day. I should be returning to Haven." He excused himself before turning to leave as he ducked out of the entryway to my chamber. Well then, now I guess I have some time on my hands. Uru, hey buddy, are you feeling alright? You've been sitting still for an awfully long while. Uru, I called out to him, but no response. Is he in that deep of thought? End of chapter. I would quickly like to thank the T5 channel members and Patreons. Casper Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Barky, Lord Azrekahl, It's Difficult to Pronounce, Dragzoon W.R.E, Holly's Sister, Arcadian. Thank you very much.